All excited for the celebrations this Saturday, where Donald Trump is spending $45 million on his birthday. Yes. Well, I'm fooling, thinking it's a military celebration for the 250th year celebrations. Anniversary. No. It's nothing to do with that whatsoever. It's to do with Donald Trump's 79th birthday party. Oh, there. And I look at the forecast, I do, yeah, look at the forecast, and it tells me it's gonna fucking rain. It's gonna rain. And there's gonna be a plague of locusts there are, yeah, because God has saved them up. Yes, yeah. You see, thing is, you see, the MAGA lot, they say to me, yeah, that Donald Trump was brought by God. And I always say to them, had he run out of locusts? Because it's pretty much the same thing, you see. Well, the celebrations are likely to be an absolute orange wash. Oh, I hope so. I can just imagine it all dripping off his face. And even if it's blooming hot, you know, that'll be shrinking back from his ears. I think, well, yeah. So the coating he's got there, that is. Well, while all this is going on, Ukraine has managed to blow up some more shit, that they have, yeah. A gunpowder stores and manufacturing, what have you, deep in Russia, that they have. Another drone attack. They're getting good at that, aren't they, you know. First it was the spider. Operation Spiderweb. And Donald Trump, oh crikey, have you heard? Oh, blimey, it's the end of the 2 weeks, yeah. I wonder what's going to happen. Is Donald Trump going to use all those tanks, what have you, against Russia? All the ones he, shipped down that barge, heading towards Washington and that, you know. Is he going to use it on the Vladimir Putin? I don't think so. No, not at all. Since Donald Trump is, sucking up to Putin yet again, and so is Elon Musk sucking up to Donald Trump, that is, you know. Sorry, Donnie, for calling you a pedo. Meanwhile, Canada is looking for new markets, literally pivoting away from the United States. Can you blame them? Not at all. Not an incy-wincy little bit. No. Big people don't like button, what, yeah. Well, you see, Canada doesn't have a lot of choice, really, you know. Somebody left in my comments, they did. This is the thing I like about Mark Carney. He tells you it's all shit, but at least he also tells you that it's, a way, that we have a direction, we have a focus. This is how we're going to solve it. Oh, that's what I like about leaders. And when are we going to get a leader, leaders who do that is, tell you how it is. It's shit. Our relationship with the United States is over. But we are looking to diversify and look at other markets, better relationships with China and the European Union, etc., to help the economy. Makes sense to me. The biggest threat to the world is the United States now. Fascists is as fascists does. And Donald Trump is a fascist. Sorry, I just say it as I say it, but he is an outright fascist. I think he's actually Hitler. Yeah, Hitler didn't shoot himself in the bunker, no, they just bottled him and put him in a jar, they did. He put his brain in a jar and it's been implanted into Donald Trump's automaton body. Yeah. Obviously, I don't really believe that. But Donald Trump would, since he said that Biden had been assassinated and he's an actual robot, or at least he shared something that said as much. Well, rubbish that is, eh? Well, I hope everybody is well. It's another very hot day, and I'm sitting underneath a peach tree. That I am. Underneath a peach tree. And it's usually very, very productive. I can see lots of peaches on it, actually, right above my head. I think it'll drop my head. That'd be embarrassing. Oh, cheers, buddy. Hello, Stephen Walsh. Hope you're well, my friend. Thank you very much. Money is not useless. Flying helicopters is more important than suckling brown stars. Oh, cheers, buddy. Thank you. And money's very useful. The thing is greed is the problem. The capitalist system is not necessarily the problem, not in my mind anyway. And, you know, the debt isn't actually the problem, it's whether or not you can actually sustain your debt. So you must have growth. And we haven't really noticed these billionaires literally sucking all the world's wealth to the extent that they have been all along, because we've been in a situation where most countries have had growth. So the growth was kind of masking the absolute siphoning of money. But now there is very little growth in the GDP for most countries, including the United States, and the United Kingdom, what have you. The United States was actually doing very well until the orange buffoon took up the White House. He shacked up. Like a lodger not paying his rent. But you see, it's if you've got the money to pay the debt, to pay the interest, obviously you'd be better off if you didn't need it. But if you're using that money to invest, that makes perfect sense. It's like investing in equipment for machinery for a business. But when you start using it to pay for 45 million quid for a bloody party, you didn't need all those bloody tanks. It's absolutely ridiculous. I just watched a clip of Morgan travelling down a barge, on his barge. It's huge, been pushed by a tug. All these military vehicles just for this parade. It's ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. Yeah, I'm on the green tea again. No, it's not urine. Oh, don't drink me own wee. No. Apparently it's good for you. Oh my God, a plane crash from India to London. I didn't know that, Emily. I'll have a look at that. I am good, Jeffrey. How are you, young sir? I saw Oh Trash. I haven't seen that one yet. Crikey, that is pretty awful. They forever know peace and may their families find closure when they investigate. Rest in peace. Is there anything, is it just one of them Boeings, is it? A Boeing Max? Do you enjoy meat? I am a meat eater. I don't eat much meat, though, to be fair. My wife's vegetarian, you see. I used to be vegetarian. I was vegetarian for 5 years. And then I succumbed to bacon. I'm actually on a diet at the moment, because I have to be, because I put on so much weight I did. I was getting fatter and fatter and fatter. I was starting to look like Donald Trump, I was. Yeah, I was challenged at the same time. If you eat a cat on stream, I'll donate 1,000. Eat a cat? I got a cat. Where is he? Oh, he's got to be worth 1,000 quid. Well, yesterday I was saying to you, we might be getting another dog. The only thing is, it looks like we won't be getting this dog now because apparently he eats cats. He doesn't like cats, and we've got a cat. So it's here somewhere. He's Riley. He was actually on my chair a minute ago. If I eat a cat on stream, I'll donate 1,000. If I'm not going to eat a cat, I'll get struck off. But that's not the only reason. If the grinder data for the RNC is any indicator, Trump has the keys to a lot. Oh my God, to a lot of closets. Well, if you look at what's going on regarding Elon Musk and Donald Trump last week, and it all got a bit sort of like a bit, how to put it, a little bit risque. All these accusations, and actually probably fact is fact. And now Elon Musk, he posted, I think last week, I very much apologise, but I think I went too far. Yeah, right. No, you didn't. You got far enough. Oh, Jack Black, apparently. 242 people dead. Oh, my God. I'll have a look at that in a second. That's awful. I used to be an avionics technician. And the first thing that they'll look for is obviously the black box, which isn't black, by the way. It's bright orange, and there's usually two of them. And that will tell them absolutely, all flight logs and all sorts of stuff, and elevator movement, all sorts of shit, and pressures. And a classmate shared the news about the plane crash. Oh my God! I'll just have a look at it in a second. Do they use tape drives still, or solid state discs? Blimey! They wouldn't use tape drives, would they? What, like that, like that tapes and that? Maybe. I wouldn't have thought so, would they? That would be solid state, wouldn't they? Ketamine and narcissism fueled cat spat. Yes, it was. It was. But there's also a lot of truth in it as well. I think it's a foregone conclusion that Donald Trump was... Have you ever seen the bloody pictures of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein together? And Ghislaine Maxwell. Along with thinking, Prince Andrew and all that ilk. And Elon Musk, he was there. You know? They've all been there. They've all had, there's only one reason you're going to be involved with them and Jeffrey Epstein. It's because you're going to get a bit. Yeah, and get bribed by Jeffrey Epstein. That's what he was about. He's basically bribing everybody. Swing your pants, says Graham Speedos. I would if I was wearing some. I don't wear underwear. Here's something funny. Yesterday I said that their wife was wearing my shorts and my t-shirt. Today she was wearing a pair of pants that I haven't worn for years. They look a bit like they're like cycle shorts type things. She's putting them on. She said, "It flattens my stomach," she said. She's wearing up my bloody clothes. I'm sure there's been upgrades. We've come a long way since weight and storage technology. I'd have thought so. That'd be solid state, wouldn't it? I'd have thought. Anyway, get my device. I was sitting in a different... I was getting bloody backache in my hammocks over there, trying to hold myself up. So I thought I'd look after my back today. So in my gravity chair. Yes, it's my gravity chair. It's So as Trump's 2-week deadline for Russia expires, he faces a series of unresolved foreign conflicts. He made promises and he hasn't kept them. No, in fact, all he's doing at the moment is literally sucking up to Vladimir Putin. 51 million people, Russians died in World War II, no they didn't, it was about 20 odd I think it was. His figures are all way off. And totally dismissed the European effort and, the UK's effort regarding the Second World War. I think everybody was involved, Man, it's horrendous. So let's have a look. Oh, my little Pandora's come to say hello. Hello, Pandora girl. I haven't got any treats, sweetheart. I didn't bring any out with me. I'm licking my legs now. What's up? I know, girl. So India. Oh, that's probably all I need. News. Oh my God. Yeah. Right, bear with me. News. Alright, here we go. Another in India star. Oh, that's not it. Oh, there we go. Come on, load up. I hope the stream's okay and I hope the sound is good. Air India plane crashes and 2 minutes after takeoff. What plane is it? Oh, that's a 787. It's our Dreamliner. But they're doing too well with these old plane crashes, are they? And doors blowing out and shit like that, and software problems. So, an Air India flight carrying 242 passengers crashed shortly after takeoff from Vavadad Airport on Thursday, prompting an urgent response. This is June 12th. From India authorities. The aircraft involved in the crash was a Boeing 787. Hang on, what was it? 787 Dreamliner, registered as VTANB, and it completed its first successful test flight back in 2013. And it was officially handed over to Air India in January 2014. The airport is located at the elevation of 200 feet above sea level, according to preliminary reports, and the aircraft reached an altitude of 600, well, not very high, is it? 625 feet after takeoff before it suddenly descended, crashing at a vertical speed at 475 feet per second. So it literally just dive bombed. Oh my God. The incident occurred within 2 minutes of takeoff. So it's just literally taken off and all of a sudden, poof, Did it stall, or did it have engine failure? Or? According to the Minister's office, Nadu is en route to Ahmedabad to oversee rescue and relief operations. And India today reports that Modi has directed authorities to provide immediate assistance and deliver regular updates on the situation. The concerned agencies have been placed on high alert and coordinated rescue efforts are underway. And flight operations at Ahmedabad, I can't say the sorry, airport have been temporarily suspended in the aftermath of the crash. Oh my God, poor families. It's terrible, isn't it? At least Modi's actually doing something, unlike Donald Trump when he was asked when that plane crashed into they had the collision, didn't they, above was it a lake? I think it was above a lake. And when he was asked, are you going to visit the aircraft? He says, what, do you expect me to swim or something, he said. What kind of person says things like that when all these people just died and people make excuses for them, People make excuses for them. It's just, what's wrong with people, eh? Makes me wonder, really. My Pandora here, she's gone loopy. I'm just going to release you. I'm releasing you from the stand. So here she is, my little Pandora. What are you doing, darling? Oh, she wants a bum rub. Oh, here we go. Yeah, there you go. Is that what you want? Is it good? Oh, yes, give it to me, baby. Give it to me, she's saying, in doggy language. She likes that, don't you? If I pat on the head, watch this, I pat on the head, she'll then reposition herself, so I end up on a bum. Don't you, girl? Huh? You are such a hussy. She really is a hussy. Oh, cheers, Mark. Mark goes, I've got $10 for Margaret's fans, buddy. Much appreciated. Keeps the channel going, you see. And also pays for these dogs' medication. They're all getting old, they are, like me. Oh, she's such a sweet, She is. She gets all excited every time she sees you. So today's tragedy is a reminder to all to make sure the last words you say to your family is, I love you. Make it a habit. You never know when it'll be the last. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, it's such great advice. Seriously. The worst thing you could do. Can you imagine how guilty you'd feel if, I don't know, in the middle of an argument, first thing in the morning, how agitated you can be in the morning, try to get ready for work and stuff like that. And then you go off to work and you literally just had an argument and then something tragic happens. How guilty would you feel? Especially if it was over nothing, you know what I mean? You really love your partner or whatever, and it's or even kids and stuff. It could be anything, couldn't it? Oh, God. We've been thinking about it. Dora, I'm not going to constantly rub your bum. Oh, my Gideon. Oh, you little bussy. Now, you see her little face there? She says she's all white. Like, that happened very quickly after she... we used to have sheep, all right? And a ram. And when we first had a puppy, she was... they're all rescues, our dogs are. And the rescue police found her... The rescue place, Phoenix, they found her in the woods. Anyway, she'd had a headbutt situation with one of our rams and busted all her jaw up. And then within weeks, she started, from her having this lovely little bolt of lightning down there and what have you, and it started, little grey was coming up everywhere. A shock to her system quite early on. Yeah, really good advice that is, Mark. Last words you say to your family every single day is that you love them. All you need is love. Well said, Mark. I get a bum rub. Oh no, it's Granny Waddlebottom. You make my wife jealous, you are. Granny Waddlebottom. Oh, can I get a bum rub from you, handsome? Oh, yes. Come on, I'll give you. Oh, Granny, I'll give you a bum rub. Oh, dear. Even when I butt heads with family, I remind them that even if we don't agree on everything, I love them. Love conquers all, folks. It's the lesson we're all supposed to learn. Bloody hell, that's really good advice. It really is. How many times have we had grumbles with family members, we're angry with people and stuff like that? You never know, do you? You never know when they'll be taken away from you. For whatever reason, helpful. An accident, car accident. if the United States maybe drive by or rub a bullet. You never know. That's it now, Dora. That's enough of that. I do love you, girl. I know. I don't know I love her too. Boeing software is glitchy. In the past, it caused two... Yeah, it did. I remember what it was now. That all instigated, that happened with Boeing, and then you got the Airbus. See, Airbus brought out, I can't remember the model, but Airbus brought out their aircraft with bigger engines. And because the aircraft had longer or taller undercarriage, it was a taller plane, there was room for these bigger engines. And the whole point of the bigger engines was it was actually saved energy, saved fuel. They were faster, and they were more cost effective, more efficient engines. And it was causing Boeing problems in regarding the shares and what have you. And so what they do, they brought out the Max with those same engines. The only thing is the Boeings were lower and they had shorter undercarriage. Now the problem is it changed the... I fly airplanes, right? As in model airplanes. The flight the angle of flight from the thrust line. It changed the thrust line, and it made the planes, when they actually took off, they effectively tried to go up too fast, and then they could potentially stall. But what it do is this software was designed in a way to trick or to tell the control systems to bring the nose down. You know, obviously, either with ailerons or elevons or elevator or whatever else, to bring the nose down to stop it from stalling. The problem was that software was just mixed up. It sent all the wrong signals. Sometimes that's what I do. But and effectively it thought the ground was further away than what it was, and just nosedived, didn't it? It just crashed. And they couldn't actually do anything about it. By the time they were able to bypass it, it was too late. That was it. It crashed. This is all because of share values. All because the market was Boeing's market share was plummeting because of Airbus and a new plane. So again, it's greed and competition and all that. Oh my God! It's smoky here in North Dakota, says Emily, from the Canadian fires. Now I don't know if it is now, but was it 2 weeks ago? I did a video where the smoke was coming over. It's very high altitude from Canada, and it was reaching here in Europe. And also was it Minnesota and what have you, in the United States as well. And they were having air quality. They say don't go outside because the air quality is so bad. You see, what gets to the stage where it cools down and everything just drops, and all those particulates just they just end dropping. Or if it rains or something, it just takes it all down with it. I did see a tyre blow out once on a plane landing at Norwich Airport. That was interesting. The more often stupidity is repeated, says Dijon, the more it takes on the appearance of wisdom. It becomes normalised, don't I suppose? There's plenty of stupidity at the moment, isn't there? Stuff that should never ever happen. At least Donald Trump, I suppose, was booed in the Kennedy Arts Centre. That was funny. Well, that's what happens, I suppose, when you literally sack all the board members of the Kennedy Centre and replace them with your own sycophants, including yourself as the head. Now, Philistine as the head of the Kennedy Centre. How about that, eh? I thought it was an anti-stall kicking in and the pilots couldn't keep the nose up. Yeah, that's it. They couldn't fight it. They did manage to disable it at the last moment and then it just crashed. So those engines are sort of its first line, can take life too seriously. Mark Gossi says, you can't take life too seriously. You'll never get out alive. That's very true. That's why in my videos now, I try to take a bit of a fun stance on stuff, even though it's dire news half the bloody time, but That's why I take the piss out of people. Stupid people. Stupid is as stupid does, and that's kind of why I do it. Because I wouldn't be able to do this channel if it wasn't for that. I just, it'd be too depressing. It really would. Sometimes you just got to pick bones out of stuff and actually just say this is idiotic and this is why. And it's just, like I said, life is too short. And it's too short to be in constant war with your family and what have you. Like Mike was saying, say that you love them. That's the last thing you do every single day, or first thing you do, or first thing you do before you leave the house. It makes so much sense. It makes so much sense for your own sanity. It also makes people feel good, What's wrong with that? Even people that you're not necessarily, direct loved ones or whatever, just tell people you're thinking about, you care about them. Oh, is that woke? Well, you're supposed to be woke, alright? You're supposed to be awake and aware of people's feelings. You're not supposed to be an absolute arsehole. You're not supposed to be. It's just something's been weaponised, isn't it? Oh, Granny Waddlebottom says, your wife doesn't see what a handsome hunk of a man that you are, Marcus. But you make my dentures dance. Well, that's the first time I've been called that. Oh, dear. I bet you're not short of undercat. Oh, my God. Oh, this is just too saucy. It'll get me all hot under the collar, it is. I hate Apex Legends players because they are always rude to me because I'm not as good as them. Just as I just quit. Also dislike Pokemon scalpers and who run lives on YouTube scamming others selling stock. Oh my God, you get that? I used to get that a lot in my comments where I was getting a lot of people trying to sell Bitcoin or financial advisors. And then you have an absolute string, it's obviously all bots, a string of replies, And there'd be like 30, 40, 50 odd comments on a string on replies. I block them, or hide them. That's because the engines were stuck out. They raised them almost right at the front, didn't they? They created some sort of arrangement so they were almost in line with the wing, whereas before they usually hung underneath. And a rubbish software. Wouldn't it have made more sense just to... Well, I suppose it's not easy, is it? Could they have changed the undercarriage? With longer undercarriage? You'd have to obviously retract, you'd have to change all the wings and shit like that, wouldn't you, for when they... Oh, crikey, yeah, it would be difficult. Not change the wings, I mean where the undercarriage goes to the wing or the bottom of the fuselage. Or you make it so they contract it further, I don't know. I'm guessing. I'm not an aircraft engineer unless it's about a wingspan of no more than 3 metres. Oh, Tabby. People need to be reminded of the 3 laws of flight. Every summer, it's hazy here. Says, oh, that's a shame, isn't it? That's all these wildflies. It really makes me sad when you see all these trees just literally just go up and smoke. But then you think again about it and you think, okay, what about these habitats and all the creatures that can't migrate in time, have got nowhere to go, or they just get burnt alive, But we need all this stuff. Everybody needs stuff. The planet needs stuff. You're a little saucy, you are, Waddlebottom. Oh, crikey. Oh, what about who's going to be watching the parade, the party, the big party with the orange buffoon, the tangerine tyrant, yes. Donald Trump, the US president, the dum-dum that he is. He can't help it, he was born that way, it was dropped on his head, even, maybe. It was something that pretty much destroyed him. I live in DC. It's ridiculous, I can imagine. Well, these flipping tanks are coming from all over the place. They haven't put all these metal plates down to stop the tanks destroying the roads. It's 45 million. That's a lot of money. Yeah, he cutting funding for this, that, and absolute. Basically, funding is just shifted towards Donald Trump and all his little lackeys and ICE. It's disgusting. And all these people, all right, who happen to be in the forces, who swore the oath on the, swore on the Constitution. They defend the Constitution. That's basically breaking the law as well, by doing what Donald Trump is asking them. I bet you don't have a tiny mushroom like Donny the Taco. Poor old Stormy. Did she ever get her money? She died, didn't she? She's so depressed. That's what happens, You see, Donald Trump's tiny ween in the shape of a little mushroom is enough to make anyone want to kill themselves. And I'll say it again, it's not urine I'm drinking, alright? It's Wrigley. It's licorice tea. You'll know that Donald J. Trump is in trouble when all the mushroom hunters come out. Whenever you gather, alright, your mushrooms, what you should do is give it a little shake, alright? Or use a wicker basket so all the little spores can come out. But there is spores as well, isn't there? But there's a yeast infection there. Oh my God, an orange yeast infection. Oh, what a nasty thought that is. Oh, blimey, I shouldn't have shared it with you. A lot's going backwards, everything's going bloody backwards. What's going on in the United States? You see, the thing about the United States, for everybody around the world, the United States was almost like, they were like the foundations of everything. Foundations of the economy, the security. They had one hell of a, we might not always agree, but they did have one hell of a place in the world where people relied on them and, within reason, trusted them. Oh, squeaky. And, but not now. Most countries are looking. They might be saying the right things to try and keep Donald Trump in check, but they are literally manoeuvring. The European Union is definitely manoeuvring big time. They can't agree. There's nothing they can agree on. Say, France, for instance, or is it the EU? I think it's France, is now banning social media for under 16s now. How are these companies such as Meta with their Instagram and stuff like that going to cope with that one? They're going to be getting fined left, right and centre. 6% of their global turnover. That's what they could end up being fined. 6%! That's a shitload of money on a shitload of money. It really is. Good. You see, they just a full reign on absolutely everything. Mark Zuckerberg is literally trying to take over the world. He's literally just invested in a rather shady AI company. They're going through the courts at the moment where a DNA I'm not sure what they do. I don't know if they do, like, for instance, your heritage and stuff like that, where they check your DNA. But anyway, they're going bankrupt, and they're trying to sell all the asset holders are trying to sell the data to try and make up the funds. Because obviously their goal is obviously making sure the shareholders and not shareholders, the banks and what have you, get their money back. And debtors. That's your data, customer data, without your permission. This is without your permission. It's going on across the board. They've got Mark Zuckerberg literally accessing our Android devices without us knowing, without our permission. And we're allowing it to happen, and we dismiss it as like it doesn't matter. And it does matter. For one thing, it's your data, and another thing is it allows them, it gives them information as a whole to manipulate us, to control us. I know we say that we don't listen to advertising, we don't do this, we don't do that, we don't pay attention to we are manipulated. When you get drummed certain information again and again and again, whether it be through memes or whatever, it rubs off on you. It does. Otherwise, they wouldn't be spending billions on it, would they? They didn't get where they are by just, expecting the people just to come to them for the... No, they got there because they're promoting it. And advertising huge amounts of money. Very sad about that plane, and all those people, 242 people died. Oh, it's just horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Where are we? Let's go back a bit. Chrome. There we are. Oh, not there. Now, with all these deportations, Italy is now... now, Italy is... You could say it's far right. It's got a far right government. It's Meloni. She's far right, you know. Or at least pretty hefty far right. But we know like a lot of these far right governments, they come into power and realise they can't do, because they've got a legal system that works, they can't do what they hoped to do because it's just not possible. And when it comes down to it, they end up being a little bit more centre-right instead of far-right. Anyway, Meloni is putting pressure on the United States to return their people who they've been gathering up and sending to Guatemala and El Salvador, anyway, to the gulags. So they want their people back, so they're putting pressure on the United States. You see, these gulags already should only be, if they're going to be used at all, it should only really be for those who haven't got a returns agreement. Italy has, you know. They've already said, we will take them back. We will have our people. You know, so... Yeah, you're right. Actually, if Donald Trump gets his own way, he'll be going back further than that, you know. He'll be going back to segregation. That's what he wants. He wants to invite the KKK to the White House. That's what he's interested in doing. Right. India's pretty much, you know, if everything's going on, they've told Donald Trump to basically do one regarding all Trump's... it's basically... Let's just see if I can find it, get this right. There we go. Oh, here we go, I found it. India says no to the United States, take it or leave it. Right, take it or leave it. Demands on for sensitive market access. It's not letting me get in there now. That, and that. I'll set it there. God, I don't want ads. There you go, gone. India says no to the US take it or leave it trade demands on sensitive market access. Now, as India-US bilateral trade negotiations enter the final stages, discussions have hit a sensitive patch, which key sticking points emerging, such as dairy, agriculture, digital and medical services. Yes, they don't want your beef, I suppose, either. According to a report citing people familiar with the matter, Washington is pressing hard to open up these sectors while New Delhi is seeking more balanced agreement that protects vital domestic interests. Well, obviously, you know, that's what countries are supposed to do. The silly thing about this fucking White House, you know, Donald Trump's regime is, they just want a complete and utter free ride, don't they? A free ride to your market. And they want the same in the European Union. They want free access with AI and what have you. They don't want no checks or balances. None whatsoever. Well, I want checks and balances. I live here in France. I'm one of those people. I'm happy to have the checks and balances because they're there to protect the people from, well, bad actors. And that'd be people like protect us from Elon Musk and protect us from people like Mark Zuckerberg, etc., etc., etc. You know. But look on the bright side. Jeff Bezos has just bought a street for his daughter's equestrian hobby. But she went in there like going on like Pac-Man and went, have that one. and bought all the houses along this particular street, and now it's going to be an equestrian centre. Oh my God! So they've got this stupid amounts of money. Hello, Big Tiger. Hi to you, and Hippo Man. Hello to you too. The last time there was, say Mark, last time there was this much disparity between the classes, the Bastille was ripped down brick by brick, and a dentist invented the guillotine. Off River's Edge! Yes, I'm very happy to build you a guillotine, a traditional one, or even hydraulic if you like. Even electro... Oh, how about a rail engine or something like that? You know, that would work well for a guillotine, yeah. The momentum can just build up. Oh, off where is it? Oh, that sounds fantastic, yeah. I'd be up for that. Yeah, I could build that. Oh, there. No, that's it. I'm here in France, and it's one of those days that is very much celebrated, where the French people managed to free themselves from tyranny, from lordships, what have you, you know, where they're all in tight housing. You know, most of the properties, these old farmhouses, were built by the manor, and you had tiny little homes they had, tiny little houses, and they're shoving there, basically having the cows and the animals living in there with them just to keep warm. Horrendous. Beds made of straw, well, literally straw on stone, effectively, and it's and that's the good old days. I think so. The rumour has it that Melania got Musk to come back because she had enough reinforcement on her bedroom door to keep the tiny mushroom out. Oh, probably. I wouldn't be surprised. This crash will be a pivot point in history as the investigation continues. Says Canada is my home. Elbows up! I've got a lot of respect for Canada. I really have. I've got a lot of respect for Mark Carney. I really have. Because he says it as it is, but also gives you direction. There's a lot to be said for that. There really is. It tells you how it is. We've had it in the UK for decades. You had it in the United States for decades. No matter who's in power, they don't want to cause a fuss. They don't want to say, you know, by the way, things are shit. You know, Mark Hardy has pretty much said that. The relationship with the United States is over. He said that. We literally said that. You know, and now we're going to have to, you know, we're going to try and guide you put you on a new path. That's what we need. We need honesty. We need to know where we are. Constantly being told how great the economy is under a certain leadership, that doesn't help anybody. How are you supposed to plan on that basis, even individuals, you know? There's some of the worst industries we can get into now. You know, it's anything which the AI could literally take it over, you know, that's killing it. I mentioned this before, but my son-in-law and I, you know, his contract ended and he couldn't get any more bloody work because of AI. Programming. All these people are told, yeah, you got to get into programming, you got, you know, computer scientists and stuff like that. And all that stuff has been taken over now by AI, or at least the job market has been shrunk because of artificial intelligence. And the only people benefiting from this are those who own it. Did we manage quite happily without it? Yes! Did we actually have to use our brains? Yes! You know? Did we consume stuff online that wasn't repetitive? Yes! I can't remember who it is, but there's oh, crikey, who is... Oh! Disney, I think it's Disney or George Lucas. Star Wars has now taken AI, oh, I can't remember now, ChatGPT or one of them to court for plagiarism, stealing their data, clips and what have you, been manipulated and all sorts of other shit. Oh, where are we? That's coming to an end. That's coming to an end. Let's bring that one over here. Oh, there's a lovely day. Got a cool breeze. Nice, very nice it is. And old nightingales again last night and this morning. Oh, crikey, they were making a din. They're lovely though. It sounds absolutely gorgeous, it does, but they are noisy, really noisy. I don't mind. I like it. It reassures me I'm in nature, you know. We've done a lot here to try and bring back nature to this area, and it's really paying off. It's great. I really love it. Now, if you didn't know already, we're doing we have a walk around in a minute, if I a rewilding, and you might see some trees over there. So this one's we've been putting. And then, you can't see it there, to be fair. As you see, we do the old solar business and we do the old gardening. You know, we're fairly self-sufficient here. It's hard work, you know, but, you know, we spend less because of it. So that can't be a bad thing. You know, penny saved is a penny earned. That's what my grandmother used to say. Look after the pennies, the pounds will look after themselves. Does Europe have wildlife? Oh my God. I literally came out of my door this morning at the back here, right? And there was a fucking hawk sitting on my fence. It flew off, but you know, bloody hell, wingspan must have been like 5 feet. It was huge. Bloody great. I know it was big anyway. But must have been about 5 feet, yeah. God, yeah, it was a massive thing. It took me back, it did, because they don't normally come that close. But you often see them flying around on my fields here. You see, our main piece of land that we live on is about 2 hectares, which in acres, what would that be? 2 hectares is like 2.5 acres to a hectare. So about 5 acres of land on the bit that we kind of live on. But we've got other bits as well, which, oh crikey, it's hectares over there as well, but they're used by the farmer. So, falcons, yeah. Falcons got loads of owls. Loads of bloody owls. We've got owls, the little tiny little, what are they called again? Oh, they're like a little small owl. They're called something, I can't remember what they're called there now, but they've got some in that barn, in our little barn over there, the one I'm doing the roof on, so that's a bit awkward, so I'm sort of being a bit careful over there at the moment. So, I can show you. I can't show you the owl, but I can show you the barn. There's a barn behind my peach tree, if you see, and we're doing the roof on that at the moment. And we've got a little owls in there. You know, we have plenty of wildlife, especially in the country. And I'll tell you what we noticed since the pandemic. Well, during the pandemic, we saw an uptick in wildlife. You know, so Trump hadn't managed to kill those ones yet. So we had an uptick in wildlife, and they haven't left. And also it's increasing. We've planted a lot of trees here, and ever since we've been here since 2010, and we planted quite a few trees. There used to be about 4 trees here on this particular bit of land, 'cause it's all farmed, you see. So the farmer was just literally used the land as land, so we're just putting trees up, planting trees everywhere. And that's obviously helped. And we tend to try and leave areas alone. So we've got a lot of hedgehogs, all sorts, you know, just right across loads of obviously mammals and birds of all just a kingfisher on our land. We even got water, we've got a little bit of water, but we haven't got much water on our land. But a kingfisher the other day as well, it just flew across the field. So it was in the tree. Woodpeckers, 2 varieties of woodpeckers, great spotted woodpeckers. That's right, another one as well. Can't remember what it's called now. It's a red one. No, green one. Is it a green one? Yeah, green woodpeckers. Anyway, 2 varieties of woodpeckers. Obviously got nightingales, hoopoes. They're beautiful, they are. And the noise this was like we were in the tropics, especially with this heat, you know. And seeing all these animals, birds and stuff, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. It really is. Now, I'm sure it's like that in places in Canada and, you know, in the wild, in the outback, there must be plenty of wildlife and bears. Yeah. So it's just, I love it. I love nature. I love nature. And I love making stuff out of nothing, pretty much. You know, I'll just find something to, like, I don't know, take a piece of the tree off or something like that and make it into something. seasoned wood myself, and all that kind of stuff. I'm a woodworker. That's basically what my main trade is. And it's just nice to create, to make. It's good for the soul. And even upcycling stuff, recycling stuff, reusing stuff. I've got a pile of wood over here, which me and Mrs. has been going through the last few weeks, bit by bit, trying to get the bloody nails out of it all. There's a whole load there, a customer's barn, where the roof caved in, and so I took all the oak beams. And yes, I could probably sell them, but there's no point, so they'll be made into something. And that's what I do. I like, even though a lot of the work I've done in the past has been quite fine, I quite like the old rustic stuff. I quite like to make something out of nothing. Even pallet wood, I've got a woodworking channel if you're interested, called Wally Broyle Woodworking. I think the link's down below. Granny Walderbottom says, a massive thing. Oh, that's what she said. Whoa. For God's sake. Oh, dear. Hello, Ursuline Lewis. Oh, I thought he was Jack Black at first. No, I'm sorry to disappoint you. I'm just a mere mortal, me. Mere mortal. Metric. Oh, that'd be obviously hectares. Hectares. There's about 2.5 acres in a hectare. There's about 4,200 metres in an acre. England wishes they had a Trump on their own to fix their show. Well, they got fucking Nigel Farage. Fix what? What has Trump fixed? He's broken everything. But now you've got John Deere's leaving, all right? Yeah, Massey Ferguson. They're building half their bloody stuff in Italy now. It's just nuts. All it's just to get rid of the tariffs. So they don't have to abide by these fucking tariffs. You see, they export to the world, they import stuff from the world, and they can't completely remanufacture in the United States. That's ridiculous. We don't make everything, or have everything, or have the ingredients to make the stuff in the first place. It's just stupid. Massey Ferguson, that brings back memories. Originally, it was Massey Harris. I think it was in the 60s. But what happened was, there was a bit of an issue because John Ferguson, is it John Ferguson? He's a bit of an arsehole, actually. Anyway, he had the patent, though, for the 3-point linkage, which is on basically all tractors today, isn't it? And he owned the patent. And he got joined up with Massey Harris. And Massey Harris. So they become the Massey Ferguson. And and that is, okay, there's been lots of buyouts and God has ways over the years, but that's basically how it originated. But it's all down to this 3-point linkage, which has been utilised right across the United States and then the world, And Massey Harris, they did one called the Pony. And in the United States, you're probably using your own engine of one type or another. But when they exported them to Europe, because there's a lot of them here, I used to own a Massey Harris Pony. And they used to be sold quite a lot with a sidecar because they used to cut hay. And the Massey Harris Pony was a petrol tractor, the one that we had was, and had a French engine in it. So that was the agreement. You can import them, but you must fit our engines. So that's why I call it like a mutual agreement, Why can't we do things like that? This isn't Chad Black at all. All the Trump hating ogres all look the same. Yeah, why would I hate Trump? Because he's a fucking arsehole. He's a fucking, chocolate starfish that he is. And all you lot just want to keep suckling onto his old chocolate starfish you do. Oh, could you eat corn by any chance? Cheeto dust around your face. Heckin' hell. Anyone who follows Donald Trump, the lack of thinking. Blimey, that man is a lunatic. Absolute lunatic. Oh, nice guy. Thank you much, Mr. X. Nice garden. Yeah, we're quite happy here. It was pretty much just farmland when we moved there, but done quite a lot of work. Still get loads to do, mind. And we live off the land, pretty much. Oh, you got some woodpeckers, have you, Emily? Oh, that's cool. I do love all that stuff, I absolutely love it. I love the bugs as well. It's just Nice me. These are slowly recovering in County Durham, England. Hello, Billy. Last year, nothing. Yeah, we had a situation last year. I say it's a situation. In some ways, it's a good thing. We had no hornets until very late in the season. We had no problem with fleas. I didn't even flea treat the dogs last year. Had no fleas at all. Now this year there are fleas, and the hornets already start showing up. So we have to, obviously treat for that. Oink oink. Hello. Nice digs. Cheers, buddy. Yeah. The only thing is, I do enjoy paid for our house. Although it had a hole in the roof and a cow in the kitchen. A whole cow. Not a dead live one. We paid 56,000 for a house there in France. 56,000 euros. With all the land that we got. It's just nuts. Obviously, it wouldn't be that now. We've done a lot of work, though. We've done a hell of a lot of work. Furlongs and chains. Hello, Dorgo. Hope you're well, my friend. Are you into fitness? I used to be into fitness. I used to actually work out a lot. I did. I used to do a lot of weightlifting and stuff like that. And that's in the last few years, I got fibromyalgia, and it started getting worse and worse and worse. It did. I get a lot of pain. At the moment, I'm full of bloody tramadol, and I've taken another medication called Duloxetine, which is basically an antidepressant, only a small dose. That's for the purpose of dealing with the nerve pain, you see. Anyway, I started, after taking all these second medications, I started putting loads of weight. And I became more and more immobile because I'm heavier. Now, this last couple, I've actually lost weight. All right, in the last 2 weeks, I've lost a couple of kilos, which is a good sign. And we're just changing our lifestyle. We're moving more, so we're going for longer walks with the dogs. Also, I'm actually making an effort to go for a walk and also do videos on walks and stuff like that as well. And very conscious of the fact what I've eaten. I'm not eating any bread anymore. No bread. I've given up the beer. The only beer I have, what we call a journey beer. That means I don't mean I drink it while I'm driving. I just buy it when we go. We just buy one beer when we go out anywhere. So that way I'm not drinking at home. And I'm feeling shitloads better, And like lunchtime today, I thought to myself, oh my God, what we're going to eat? I don't want to eat bacon on its own and shit like that. Cause, anything, fatty stuff. I just didn't fancy it. So what I had today, I had cold beans, grilled peppers. Also was there, cold beans, grilled peppers, sun-dried tomatoes, loads of really. I did one. That was really nice. I really enjoyed it. I was like, what I'm eating was fucking meatful. I really enjoyed it, and it kept me going. And I thought, you've got your protein there, you got all the good stuff. So anyway, am I into fitness? No, but I did used to. I used to do a lot of spinners and stuff like that. But I got joint problems and that and all. What is your plan for America? Just bitching and complaining with no solution. Oh, you are the problem. Yeah, I'm in France though, buddy. You can wallow in your own mess if you like. That's up to you. But we can just watch on and watch you lot cock it all up for everybody else. There's a whole lot of decent people in the United States protesting on the street peacefully while you and your fucking orange buffoon are sending in the troops, which is against the Constitution. He hasn't enacted the Insurrection Act, no. He's done the 12, what is that, Article 10. Oh, was it 12406? No, he's breaking the fucking law. And so are all those troops, all the National Guard who have decided to walk in there with him. Well, not with him, because Donald Trump's doing what he normally does. He's gone to play. Go in, he's gone to, what did he do? While the troops sleeping on the bloody floor in Los Angeles, he's gone to watch bloody baseball. And then last night he was getting booed and, watching Les Miserables. Which is all about insurrection and stuff. The irony. I don't know, the man's a fucking idiot. So am I whinging and whining about him? I don't give a damn if you think I am. I don't care. I'm my own person, and I'm going to say it as I say it, and I see that he is just a fucking Cheeto bandito. Yeah, he's a bloody idiot. Oh, just bitching and complaining, there he is, oh dear. Says Yuri Boker, who's probably a troll. Do the French play cricket? I suppose they do, but they also play a lot of bowls Every town's got a barrels. They have, yeah, per tank. I can't read and I can't write, but don't really matter because I love handsome Marcus and I can drive a tractor, says Granny Waddlebottom. Oh, we can drive tractors together. Oh, would that be lovely? His and hers. Don't tell the missus. We can drive off into the sunset on our Massey Ferguson. Built in Italy. Or the John Deeres that are built in Mexico. Tariffs. Yes. Stupid is rely on others. Tariffs. Stupid is as stupid does. No. The problem I see is that not all countries have the ability to build what they need. Like, for example, they might have the rare earth, the minerals, for instance. If you haven't got the stuff to build the stuff, how are you going to do it? You know, so you're going to have to import it, aren't you? You know, you're going to have a lot of choice. And we've been doing this for centuries. You know, Christopher Columbus and all that, you know. And the earth is flat. Fall off the edge. And it's hard. Free trade is the way. Yeah, bloody Reagan said it was. It was about free trade, you know. Tariffs are a bad idea. All it does is ostracise yourself because no one's going to want to trade with you. There are other markets out there. There are bigger markets. You've got the European Union. 450 million people to your... What's that? 330, 340 odd million in the United States. And that's potentially getting bigger. And even Bulgaria's going to be taking up the euro, apparently. There we come. Cheeto in chief is an embarrassment to most of us Americans. I know. I do feel for you, I really do. You know, I don't take the piss and all that, but crikey, it's bloody awful. When I was watching some of the video clips yesterday, I could share them with you, actually. I was watching some of the video clips, and one poor girl, she's walking down the bloody street. She just wanted to get to her apartment. This is in Los Angeles. And there's a row of National Guard and untrained people, anyway, with bloody rubber bullets. There's this bloody gun toter there. He was constantly doing this with his rifle. And then he shot her at point blank range with a rubber bullet, put her on the bloody floor. All she wanted to do is get home. It's disgusting. It's just absolutely disgusting. Do you speak like you know exactly what you're talking about? I'll tell you what about me is I won't lie to you, alright? I'm only going to share stuff with you that I've learned, alright? Or an opinion. But I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not going to make shit up. That's not what I'm about. And the missus will tell you, she confirms it, because I will tell her. If she says to me, does this make my bum look big? I will tell her, yes, darling, your bum looks huge in that. Yes. After a quick slap across the face, at least she knows where she stands. But no, I'm not going to lie. I won't lie to people. Is that the best you got? Four letters and capitals, yeah. That's what these people do. Banga, 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 banga. Banga, 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 banga. What a bunch of idiots like they are. Oh, crikey. Make America stupid again. Oh, well, actually, no, yeah. I think it's been like that for quite a lot, some while. They've just been given the platform, that's what it is. Donald Trump has said, it's okay to be an idiot. Be like me. I'm also an idiot. Be proud and be an idiot. It's deeply frustrating. All the people with the degrees, all the people who happen to have diplomas, all the scientists, are all the people that have been shot, or literally sacked, fired, you know, removed from government or removed from agencies, removed from the CDC. The whole board, it's the virus board. You know, they were literally got sacked the other day and replaced with a whole load of fucking big yes men. It's destroying the country's ability to function. And people are just going to die. They are. People are just going to die unnecessarily. And you won't know anything about it because they won't record it. Donald Trump said that during the pandemic. The reason why the cases are high is because you're writing them down, you're doing testing. Some of the Democrats are quite good. Actually, Newsom. Gavin Newsom, he's pretty much come out of himself recently, hasn't he? He's been, he said, actually, let me find it for you. All right, I got it here, actually. Right, now Gavin Newsom, he's been quite vocal recently about Donald Trump and the fact that he's a fucking liar. Donald Trump, that is. Not that one, not that one, not that one, not that one, not that one. So that one. Oh, there we go. I found it. I refuse to work for Donald Trump. Because that's what... I'll share it with you.
He's a stone-cold liar. I respect the presidency. I've tried to have an open hand with him, tried to work with him. You can't work with Donald Trump. You can only work for him. And I will not. I refuse to work for Donald Trump. He's a stone-cold liar. I respect the...
He had a meeting with him just before Trump sent all these people in. And he didn't even mention it, even though Donald Trump said that he did, about Los Angeles. He's just... Donald Trump is an effing arsehole. A complete and utter chocolate starfish, that he is. You've got a civil war in the making there in the United States. And it's going to... You think it's bad now? It is going to turn fucking nasty and people are going to get killed. They are. And it won't just be the civilians. It will be those who are with their rubber bullet guns and stuff, This is going to be like a cull. This is a way for Donald Trump to remove Americans that are against him. And the National Guard and the Marines and whoever else gets involved can end up being on the receiving end for it. This is not going to go down well in history. This is not what anyone really wants to be remembered for. Well, we know. Well, I've got another Gavin Newsom one here somewhere. Here it is. Trump's birthday parade. Oh dear. Oh, the rain is coming, it is. And the locusts. To Donald Trump's military parade. Which has got nothing to do about the military parade. It's back in his birthday party. That's what it is. Oh, Gavin Newsom is going to be suing, he is.
Did the National Guard need to come into California?
Of course not. Reflame the fires.
J'ai acheté un drone à 600 euros.
Hang on, you. I don't want an advert.
J'ai acheté un drone à 600 euros qui est maintenant...
Why do I get an ad for all of a sudden?
He's a stone-cold liar. I respect the presidency.
Nope, this one. I messed up. Try again.
Did the National Guard need to come into California?
Of course not. Reflame the fires. This is exactly what he wanted.
Exactly what he did.
Intended by illegally acting to federalize the National Guard. We're going to be initiating a lawsuit first thing tomorrow morning, and it did exactly what we told his team it would do. It would inflame the anxiety, it would inflame the conditions, and the most important thing he can do if he wants this thing behind us is to rescind his order and to get back into some semblance of orderly life here that he created.
Did the National Guard need to come into California?
Of course they didn't.
Of course not.
It all turned nasty once he'd sent in the National Guard when they started firing rubber bullets at people, and flicking their flashbangs and shit. The Hague is gearing up. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. That's the thing, you see. If Donald Trump's 2025 plan, Project 2025, if it doesn't come off, if he doesn't get total control, like let's be honest, that's what they're after, isn't it? Total control. No constitution, or at least one rewritten in Trump's name. There are some people there that are potentially going to end up in The Hague. These are war crimes, what he's committing at the moment, and the way he's treating the Ukraine as well. Don't do this too much. My dog's out back again. for another bum rub. Put the walls up, baby. Got to have the walls. Yeah, and Donald Trump will pay for it. Hello, Janus. Damn proud of the fact that Trump never got my vote, and so you should be. And so you should be. You know, anyone who voted for him are just clearly lost their minds. I know some people make a mistake, and they might have got hoodwinked into it and what have you, and realised, no shit, I made a mistake. But it's... You should have done your research. What's happening in the United States, if it doesn't turn around soon, you're going to be... That's it, the United States is lost, it's gone. It's gone. The more military control that he gets, the less likely there'll be any constitution hardly worth speaking of now, is it really? End of the day, he's totally ignoring it, isn't he? And it's it's frustrating. I find it really deeply frustrating what's going on, and it's obviously, you know, incredibly sad. But equally, it's so it could have been prevented. People should have stood up much earlier on. You know, what is it now? 5 months, 6 months? I don't know. 5 months since Donald Trump was inaugurated. Damage he's done. How long is it going to take to repair the damage? How long? You know, he's going on about people flying the flags of other countries. Oh, how bad is that? He's all right for them to be flying the Confederate flag, especially up in the north. You know? Oh, dear me. And, where does it end? And when you got these idiots outside of Los Angeles, people like this.
Californians and Gavin Newsom, what you failed to realize is almost everybody outside of California wants California to burn, so... Oh no! Oh no! California...
Idiots. Got California burning it, it's the 5th largest economy, and it's propping up the United States. They're the biggest cash cow. Yes, it's time to secede, it is. Time to secede. And everybody says, well, Donald Trump never started the war. You're joking, aren't you? Oh my Gideon, look what's going on at the moment. I stand with Los Angeles, don't we all? Anyone with any sense anyway. There's poor people. They're just most of these people, they're just getting on with their lives and what have you. They're just earning a crust, making ends meet, you know. But no.
Californians...
Shut up. Thought I heard you again. Oh, what's next? What's next? So tyranny, that's what's next. Next, yeah. Kamala Harris. She warned you. Say bottle of water. I just did. She warned you about this, what was going to happen. And then things like this as well, you know.
He is charming. He is able to convince people. So he tells everybody what they want to hear.
So how do you know this?
We're friends for 10 years.
He has a sense of humor. He can be funny.
Right. His ability to sell. It's very much like Clinton. Both Bill and Donald have the ability to go over to a fat, ugly woman. So you are the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
She probably had a scalp reduction.
Because she had the same male has more than the real have. There's not a horrible human being who has nasty things with best friends' wives. Anyone who first tries to gain your trust and then uses it to bad things.
So I think Jeffrey Epstein saying he was a horrible human being to Donald Trump. I also said that they didn't even know that he had a scalp reduction. Yes, Donald Trump had a scalp reduction, right? Maybe I need one. Right? Basically, they cut along and they like, "Did this make my face look?" He had a scalp reduction. And he was in so much pain, he beat his wife to a pulp because she advised, on the doctor to, she recommended a doctor, so he blamed her. That's the kind of man that he is. He's a cunt. He really is a cunt. Oh, did I say it loud? I didn't. It's more Tourette's.
California.
Oh, God, you can go over. Start. Blimey, what the hell's going on here? California. Blimey. There we go. There we go. Oh, hang on. This is good. There we go. Open.
Hello, Donald.
You listen to me, Vladimir. If you don't end the war in Ukraine, I'm going to put sanctions on you.
No, you won't.
You're right, I won't. But I will give you tons of money instead.
What, are you Qatar now? I don't want tons of money.
But what do you want?
I want Ukraine.
But I'll give you money.
Does this money come with Ukraine?
No.
Well, then no. You know, not everything is about
Money.
Ukraine.
Money.
Ukraine.
Got me again. Listen, JD and I are getting a little fed up with this charade. If you don't do what we want, we are prepared to very strongly abandon Ukraine and drop the whole thing. Is that what you want?
Yes.
Well, then wait, what?
And it's been 2 weeks. This is exactly what he's doing. Exactly what Donald Trump is doing. What the heck? USA is on unceded native land. Stolen land, it is. Stolen. I want boring politics to be great again, says Daniel A. I don't make it boring. Oh my God, that'd be the worst thing. Oh, I can't stand boring people. Grey, boring people. All people have got a monotone. Some people, they speak a monotone, like Donald Trump. Completely monotone. All Stephen Miller, the penis head. They're all fucking monotone. They're horrendous people. Are you a Native American? So, J-L-E. What's that Jelly says? J-L-E. Oh, no, not there. Do. What happened to Melania? Where is Melania? I think she was at the play last night, where they were getting booed. We the people together voted for this. And it's working, idiot, says Kelly Stone. No, you're the idiot, because you voted for it, and it's not working. Your economy is absolutely shot. Everyone is boycotting you. No one's travelling to the United States. That's how stupid it's got, right? Have you heard, all right, Donald Trump has decided to put a travel advisory on Switzerland, the safest country in the world. Switzerland has now got a travel advisory from the United States. Yet the United States has got the lowest travel advisory possible. This is so dumb. It is so dumb. Even Italy, they're putting travel advisory on Italy because of terrorists. For fuck's sake, you're shooting people with rubber bullets. And real bullets as well. Crikey. I'd rather be a red skin than an orange skin. No one wants to be an orange buffoon like Cheeto Bandito. Donald Trump. The US president, a dum-dum, that he is. Well, that Pompeo, whatever her name is, she wants Donald Trump to be on a Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore. Back hell. He doesn't even look close to Jack Black. I get that all the time about Jack Black. I don't know why either, but there you go. I do get that all the time. It's only because of his beard. Looks like I got a great beard. You got to see me last year with my beard. It was a little bit bigger, it was. Now, us Puerto Ricans in New York City love Trump and this county. Well, he'll be deported next, don't worry. Just like all those Latinos for Trump and all the Cubans for Trump. Oh, fucking idiots. They've been deported while wearing a pro-Trump t-shirt. You realise how stupid you are? Dumb, dumb. Dumb, dumb, dumb. You are almost as dumb as President Dumb Dumb. You're just dumber. That you are. The United Kingdom is a dying country. Oh dear, I'll tell you what, it isn't dying as quick as the United States. That it is. Oh, crikey. Actually, the United Kingdom's actually turning... it's making some leaps forward, it is, since all of the fucking idiots voted to leave the European Union, yeah. And now it's... it's trying to right some of the wrongs and try to suck up as well to those idiots at the same time. But it's definitely getting better. It's getting better. Even though people don't like certain things. And if you keep listening to the likes of, I don't know, Andrew Tate, Nigel Farage and all those fucking idiots, well, then of course you're going to say it's shit. These all people have been paid. Bad actors is what they are. Bad actors. The United Kingdom has its problems, but the United States is a fucking quagmire of problems and disease. Yeah, how's your measles going? Smoking crack and then getting it online is not a good look for you. Well, I can honestly say I have never even touched drugs in my life. Nope. Alcohol, maybe. And drink my own urine, that's also a thing. Yeah, it is, yeah. I've got it in a teapot over here. Well, yeah, it comes in a tea bag. It does look like urine, but it's not, it's licorice. No. I've never done anything like that. What, am I missing out? What you see is what you get with me. I'll tell you. I just like to have fun with it. I'm having fun with you. Don't be upset. You poor little MAGA hats. Your tiny little brain bouncing about. You're from one ear to the other, like tennis game. You know, like the old, you used to get on the ZX Spectrum 48. Oh, dear. Puerto Ricans, enjoy your time in Guantanamo Bay and maybe El Salvador gulags. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Are you Ruskin? Are you Ruskin? Oh, maybe they are. They quite. They could be. They could be Russian bots. They could. Oh, let me back. Canada. I'm a mixed race in New York City. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. I have got no problem with race or creed. I will judge you on who you are, not what you are. As far as I'm concerned, if you want to think I'm a bit woke, well then so bloody what. I'd rather be woke than a fascist. I'd rather be, I don't know, Antifa, which isn't even a thing, than a fascist. After all, it's anti-fascist. Melania's porked right up. She was porked right up. Oh, beloved me. Oh, hello, Marcus. Are you back, are you? I'm back. Cannabis, root beer in hand. Oh, sounds nice. I ain't got no beer in the house at the moment. No beer at all. Anyway, don't forget to boot the old like button while you're here. Like. You've got 99p watching. Let's get it to 66. Oh, yeah, 66. Let's turn that upside down. Get that to 99. No, I'm not allowed beer and stuff at the moment. I'm on a diet. Cut out the beer, cut out the bread. It's working. I've lost 2 kilos since I started about 2 weeks ago. Mount Trump more. Oh, what a disastrous. What a disastrous thing that would be. To have Donald Trump's face, there'd be graffiti. Well, people go up there and graffiti in it. They don't need one colour, they just paint it orange. That's all they'll do. He'll go straight to prison. Who, me? If I went to the United States, I'd probably put straight into the gulag. How long have I lived in France? Since 2010, but travelled regularly here. I need a can of that and a Jägermeister. That Bob Dylan will hit. Oh, Bob Dylan. Who on here still likes to play the old vinyl? I do have a nice vinyl collection. I do like my vinyl. I got rid of it all and I started collecting it again. A few years back it started. It's just so nice just to sit there. And you've actually got you have a sleeve that you can read. You can actually read about the band and instead of it all being digital shit. I know, Fan Puerto Rico, crikey, has it sunk yet? You're going on about that and you're like, oh, blimey. American citizens are getting deported. Oh, no, I didn't hear about that. Did you hear about the sheriff refusing to raid daycares in Florida? Fucking hell, daycare centre's been raided by ICE. What kind of people are these? Really? They're raiding the farms. Fucking who's going to farm your food? You're all going to starve. Oh dear. It's getting that bad. That's horrendous. We're legally here, says Yuri. I know you're legally here, but it doesn't make any difference to Trump. You're the wrong colour, probably. Good morning, AllShorts, says Olika Hill, and everyone. Good morning to you too. For me, it's afternoon now. It's 1:30 here in France, as it is, or 1:27 where I am. I spent 20 years in the Canadian military being told to avoid cannabis, told others to avoid cannabis. Now they pay for my cannabis. Oh, God, medication. I take it for pain relief and stuff. Ice versus toddlers makes them feel so big. Yeah. That's what it is, isn't it? It makes a little, yeah, you know what I mean? Crikey. I still think we should be doing clandestine. And we should be clandestine. And it could be a world effort against all the multi-billionaires and what have you. Stop buying their shit. Stop using their fucking services. Bugger them up. You know? Hack them all. Destroy them. Yuri's in denial, you're right. American citizens, as well as foreigners, are ending up in the gulag. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, good point, Mark. Anyone who uses the word woke demand on the spot that they define the word, and none of them can, no, because they're thick. Stupid is as stupid does. Now, I made a video on this channel a while back. Are Americans... No, is MAGA stupid? I think that's something like that was the title. Well, that was on the card. And it was... I had lots of responses on there. Most of them just saying yes. Well, I know it's not everybody. Don't get me wrong. I know it's not everybody. It's just the MAGA. You know, the 30-odd% that voted for Donald Trump and those who didn't bother to vote at all. The British Army is older than the Yankee Army. The British Army is 365 years old. If it wasn't for Britain, the United States would not exist. I am drinking tea. I am drinking tea. I am drinking McLaren. Well, it's actually Wrigley again. I actually quite like the Wrigley. It's nice. I didn't think I would, but I actually do like that one. And it has a bit of a syrupy taste to it. It's quite pleasant. Do I think we should continue aid for Ukraine? Most definitely. I actually think we should be putting boots on the ground. That's my feeling. I think it's disgusting how we've been leaving them in the lurch. You need to protect Europe. If you protect Europe, you'll protect the United States as well. Seriously. You don't want fucking Vladimir Putin having access to all that territory for a start, but also access to all those minerals and stuff to use to make more bloody bombs and people to be, to fucking, well, destroy us. No. Vladimir Putin should have been put in his box. Literally, with a bit of luck. So yes, I do think we should be supporting Ukraine, most definitely. Although Ukraine just managed to, the ACAMS, the missiles, are they ballistic missiles? Anyway, the ACAMS missiles, Ukraine's actually developed their own. It's bigger than the United States, more powerful than the United States one. Woke covers a wide range of ignorance. That's not even the definition of woke. It's not. The original definition of woke means you are up and you are awake of people. You're aware of people, of needs and your surroundings, and socially aware. It's a black term. It's just been bastardised. I hope you're woke and all. I hope if you've got kids, you care about them. Because if you aren't woke, you don't care about your kids. You don't care about your family. So it's got fuck all to do with ignorance, you ignorant person. I'm going to crack a cheap French lager. Got no popcorn. Oh, you might struggle. Everyone's buying that popcorn at the moment. Well, yeah, there's shortage of popcorn because of the United States. Or do they leave the United Kingdom? I left the United Kingdom, just had enough, After that last recession, we just basically felt we were chasing our tail, working like fucking idiots all the time. And we sold our house, paid all our debt, bought a wreck of a house, and then in France, and then done it up. And we moved everything, just live off the land, pretty much. Just do our thing. And, I found quite quickly I need to earn some money, so I'm a woodworker here in France, and that's what I do. I make windows and doors and shit like that, and also YouTube, so... I try not to get too stressed about stuff. I try not to. I surround myself with nature. Oh! Hooked on Classic, says Marcus. I'm currently making a record wall. That's pretty cool. Now, what I do for my record walls, I basically have a little strip of wood, usually an oak, and I use the router with a coving bit in it, and I create a little recess along the piece of wood, and then screw it to the wall, so it just leans, just sits in there and just leans against the wall. That's a great way of making... it's almost like having a picture on the wall. I usually do them in groups of 9. A picture, so there's like 3 strips, effectively, so 3. And then you just change around your pictures, naughty do, isn't it? That's pretty cool. If you see me, my lives in my office, that's what I've been doing. That's what I'm doing there. A tampons in the boys' room is an example of woke. That's just stupid. That's not an example of woke or anything. But that's idiocy. Absolute idiocy. That's the sort of thing you hear by people who don't actually understand anything at all. That's not an example of woke. It's got nothing to do with woke. These people ain't got a clue what bloody woke means. Example of woke. Oh, just... MAGA having two daddies is kind of woke. Barron is a lurch at the Trump Towers, riding elevators all day. Yeah, there's something wrong with that boy, isn't there? He's not all the ticket. It's not surprising, is it? It's about genetics. Taco Corvette von Schitzenpants. Starting to sound like an idiocy president name. Yes. Well, that's what you're living in. It's that film. It's a documentary, isn't it? Inaccuracy. You can call anything woke you don't like. The same goes for an activist. God. Ukraine, yes. There we come. Down we come. Right, I'll get rid of you. That's just stupid. That's daft. But he says, you Yanks are going to end up homogeneous. Russia's getting a bit desperate now. They're actually having to, you know, the planes got blew up by Ukraine in this spiderweb mission with where all those drones came out of the top of these containers, and they're desperate now. They're actually adapting civilian planes to use for the military. I'll teach them. Already bugged them up. Oh, wham there. That's my fault. I accidentally pressed the button. Right, where are we now? Let's put my tea down there. What's the time? No, do it. Hello, Donald. Right, Donald Trump. Where are we? Not that one, not that one. Not that one. There we come. Not that one. I've got a mixture of loads of woodwork and stuff on there as well, you see. I'm sure you don't want to see that. What's that?
No, man, come back to the front. Come back to the front. Y'all was all loud and bold and proud of everything. No.
Well, she's
That's
loud.
exactly what you voted for. Don't sit up here talking about something you were lied to. No, baby, you believed the lie you told yourself. You were trying to rationalize the thoughts of an irrational person, and now you sitting up here acting like you're in confusion. No, baby, this is exactly what you voted for. Now that Mimo and Papa don't have the Medicare coverage they need to take care of dialysis, now you talking about something that's not what you voted for. Now that he took away research funding for cancer treatment and the HIV vaccine, now this ain't what you voted for. Now that you and your kids can't eat no more because he took away SNAP benefits because you're disabled and can't get Medicaid for you and your kids no more. Now that ain't what you voted for. Oh no, baby, you voted for it all. You voted for it all. But because you thought it was going to affect people who look like me and other marginalized communities, you was more than willing to vote for him because you thought it was not going to affect you. I'll say it once, I'll say it twice, I'll say it 3,000 times. Unless you are a millionaire, billionaire, or a dictator, you are a minority as well to that man.
Exactly.
And now the rest of us got to find out because you decided to F around.
Exactly. That is so true. I prefer peace. I think we all prefer peace, unless you're a warmonger. Sometimes peace has to be fought for. When black women speak, I listen, says Billy. Yeah. There we go. She's right, yeah, definitely. Hey, no, SDX only kind of resemble. Well, they don't, do they? Russia has shown that they don't even sit at the major world power table. Sun's moved round now in full sun now, just over there. My head's overeaten. I'm overheating my head, I am. I'm not complaining. What am I complaining about? I'm just laughing at Russia. Russia's very wrong. Ukraine is going to win, and I hope so. Oh, if Ukraine is going to win, and that's what you're hoping for, why are you complaining? What on earth do you mean by that? There's no guarantee Ukraine's going to win, is there? How do you get 12 drunk Canadians out of the pool? Please get out of the pool. He's asking, please get out of the pool. It's that easy. Oh. Canadians are so polite until you try and shit on them. And then they'll flip and have you. I don't blame them. The pink man in the pink hat on the screen currently. Oh, I am here, pink man in the pink hat. Oh dear. Hello, Alistair. Might be well, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Oh, you're all in the chat. Oh yeah. Well, I might have to move my chair. I was under the shade of the tree, the peach tree that happens to be there. Tell you what, I'll tell you what. Let's go for a bit of a walk. So I can, while we're talking about stuff, I'll leave my phone. Hey.
Hold on, you listen to me, Vladimir. If you don't end the war in Ukraine, I'm going to put sanctions on you.
Oh, I'll do my tea first.
You're right, I won't. But I will give you tons of money instead. What, are you Qatar now? I don't want tons of money. But what do you want? I want Ukraine, but I'll give you money. Does this
I'll give you money.
Ukraine? No. Well then, no. You know, not everything is about money. Ukraine, money, Ukraine. Ah, got me again. Listen, JD and I are getting a little fed up with this charade. If you don't do what we want, we are prepared to very strongly abandon Ukraine and drop the whole thing. Is that what you want? Well then you... Wait, what?
Puppet regime! oh, get my shoes on! I've got my rubber shoes on. Oh, I feel like a gimp, I do. Yes, in my gimp shoes. Oh dear. Anyway, this is that's one of our polytunnels. It is. They're growing tomatoes in there. At the moment, it's a right old mess because it had been growing the peas. And we're back in. All the peas had got off. It's too hot in there. And they come to an end. So, oh, hang on. Internet dropping out. There's a contorted willow tree. That's it. Is above my head. And we've got quite a few of these around the land because we like them and the bees love them in the early spring. So there's one there. There's that big one. That one there. That one there. I see all these trees there, and then we've got our arbour that we only started growing over here. And that's the old well, which I've made into a seat in the background there. And the idea of that was I was going to sit out there to do my live streams and stuff. The only thing is, in full sun, and your devices overheat, and I overheat. And this is also where my little Wally dog was buried. He's buried just there. There he is. Yeah, poor little bugger. Yeah, miss him big time. So anyway, this is one of our fields. As you can see, there are trees everywhere. And if you want a tree, we are basically you put a sign with the tree and what have you, and then as you see, the signs on the trees over there, and the signs on the trees over there. I've only just cut the grass, so I just managed to get it down. And this one here is a willow arbour, as you can see. That will start growing. And then we'll start another one, which I've got to clear the grass out from underneath, as you can see. Just over, that's a small one over there. And that's in memory of those who died in Gaza. So somebody contributed to that, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, so we have, we don't know our last count was five, there's more than that now, but we've done, the last time we counted it was 560 odd trees. Yeah, there's a hawk over there. Oh, there he goes. And they're cows, alright? They're cows on our land, but that's the farmers' cows. And then over there as well as ours. Yeah, so we're quite fortunate. We've got a fair bit of land, but land was ridiculously cheap, especially when we bought in 2010. Very, very cheap. And we bought it because we were going to be doing a menagerie here with loads of goats and shit like that. We did that for a while. We realised that's a stupid idea, you know. Oh dear me, it was my wife's vegetarian for a start, so we were never going to eat that amount of meat, and I don't kill things, so yeah, I don't like that idea. So yeah, anyway, let's go to the hot seat in the sun. But if things don't change in the United States, I'll tell you something, I'm a bit worried about Donald Trump and his regime and what he's trying to achieve. The thing you should really be worrying about is what he's doing to your economy. Because without that, you've got nothing. He's literally destroying everything. And there's some car manufacturing, not just car manufacturers like Nissan and all that, like and Honda and all that, who are basically saying they're going to leave in the country. Well, they have, you know, pretty much said they're leaving the country. Ford is now looking at increasing its manufacturing abroad, not in the United States, and also they've now had to recall 1 million cars. 1 million cars they just recalled. That's going to hit them hard. Sounds a bit like all the recalls for Tesla. Tesla itself is buggered, isn't it? Elon Musk has pretty much destroyed Tesla. I don't know if that's going to recover anytime soon. People aren't buying them. In Europe, they're actually taking Tesla to court. Some people, yeah, there's like a, what do they call it when you do a group law case? Well, there's a group law case going on against Tesla at the moment because of when they bought the car, it wasn't a fascist regime. They didn't, so he didn't show, he wasn't a Nazi. So there's a lot of people that bought these things in support of Elon Musk because they loved him. They thought he was very clever. And now they say he's a fucking Nazi. Like all the MAGAs. It's just crazy. It really is. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, so you've got car manufacturers, also the parts manufacturers are leaving the United States. Like I mentioned earlier, John Deere is moving manufacturing to, big chunk of it to Mexico, about 2,500 employees are being sacked. And there's Donald Trump telling everybody that, oh, we're increasing manufacturing. They're going to be building factories everywhere. Yeah, that's all lies. Absolute lies. He's constantly lying and making up figures. It's just ridiculous. It gets debunked so many times. It's been normalised. That it's the normal thing. It is, well, it's been normalised. That it is normal and it's not normal. Don't forget, boot that like button. So yeah, it does make me wonder. It really does. I hope, Alison, I hope you're well, my friend. America, wake up. Wake the fuck up, definitely. You need to. You see, the thing is, if you have Donald Trump is doing everything to effectively make an insular economy. The problem with that is it doesn't grow. Insular economy, it just doesn't grow without other people's money or loans. You know, you can grow an economy by loads of people taking loans out. You can grow an economy because effectively you make more money. As in, you have to print more money to support the banks, wire. But if shit doesn't stop soon, the volume of damage that's done to the US economy is going to be so bloody dire. You're not going to recover from this for decades to come. And then you've obviously got the national debt increasing by another 2.5 trillion, even though the whole point was to reduce the national debt. How is this ever going to, how is this, in anyone's mind, how is this a good thing? Trade. Peace and relations with other countries are often based on trade, mutual benefit. Okay, there are deficits in trade. There always is, but there are other areas where there isn't. At the end of the day, even the United States, let's put it somewhere, the United States was benefiting from selling all their, hormone-injected beef to China, and now they're getting it from Australia. And then it's obviously all the soybean and all that. So in fact, the farmers they're also having to look at new markets now in the United States because they find that the China's not buying their stuff. So he's literally threw you all into the frying pan, he has. Crazy. Trump is losing in every direction. He hasn't. What has Trump achieved? Apart from breaking stuff, he hasn't achieved anything. Nothing's better. He hasn't stopped no wars like he promised. He hasn't achieved anything. It will cost taxpayers $2 trillion. Oh, this bill, yeah, it's a beautiful bill. $2 trillion. Oh, I think it's 2.3 trillion, is it? Dollars, unless you're on the top. What we have to remember is that we made the billionaires billionaires. They've been taking our money, whether it be for services or products, taking our money because we've been handing it over to them, and making themselves richer. Then use that money to reinvest in other stuff and God knows what else, and making themselves richer. Money makes money, and it's so we also have the ultimate power to actually take away their wealth or reduce their ability to increase it. It has to stop. I don't mind there being billionaires. That's not the thing. I mind billionaires hoarding. If you're a billionaire in asset value, so in the sense that it's because there's assets and there's assets. There's assets that actually have some positive outcome, and there's assets that just sit there and do nothing apart from just store the money. And when you have an asset, you're not necessarily taxed on, like shares and stuff like that. You're not taxed on because it's considered as being non-realisable profit, or not profit, non-realising assets. So they're not actually, you're not, like for instance, shares, for instance, they can always go down, not just up. So you don't get taxed on them. So you got these multi-billionaires. What they do, they just keep buying up more and more assets and just sitting on them, and then use that money again to buy more assets, more assets, and more assets. They don't need the disposable income. They just protect their wealth by buying more assets. But that money's dead. That money came from you originally, and now it's dead money. It's just sitting there, doing nothing. It's not making anyone's lives any better. It's not, I don't know, paying for the plumber or the joiner or the bricklayer or anything like that. It's not giving anyone any work. No one's any better off. And we need to break that mould. That needs to change. But why have we got people still supporting it, who are frightened of anything different? You're never going to get past it. It's always going to be the same. Because these people have got too much power. But equally, when you look at people like Donald Trump, he doesn't even care about the billionaires. Look what was just gone between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. He'll shit on anybody who isn't him. There's only one person he cares about, and that is Donald Trump. As soon as he sees you as a liability, he'll dump you. He's such a nasty piece of work. Like, Jeffrey Epstein said it. He is it was an awful excuse of a human being. He's pretty much said, didn't he? He's a very nasty man. He befriends people, gets them on side and what have you, then shit on them from a great height. And Elon Musk is now the proverbial. And Elon Musk has just effectively apologised deleted all his posts about Donald Trump. And the fact that he's just likely to be a sex offender, paedophile. Donald Trump, that is. Deleted it all now. Because He's scared now. So, you know, that wealth doesn't necessarily give you power, so what's the point? Oh, there we come. They're all fighting each other, and they call them the 13 gods in cabinet positions. Oh, my giddy up. Donny Pissbags! Oh, God, name. Anyone's got any nicknames for Donald Trump? I've got all mine. Yeah, I don't know. Tangerine fucked up. Oh, Fat Whitey. Hello, Fat Whitey. Woohoo! Go Trump! Trump, Trump, Trump! USA, USA! Well, what the fuck's wrong with these people? They're in. Have they not got a brain cell between them? Is this the best that they can do? There's no point trying to even debate with these people. They're just stupid. What is that? Trump, Trump, Trump. USA, USA. What does that even mean? For me, as a Brit, I would say fart, fart, fart. There we come. It means I support my president and the security of my country. You support your president who does not give a shit about you. Not a shit. He would, no, he'd drop you like on an instant, he would. He gives a damn about nobody. Nobody. The only person he gives a damn about is Donald Trump. He'd desert his own children, he would. After molesting his daughter, obviously. You know how it is in the Trump family. The man said that the disabled people should just die. One day you might be disabled. Maybe you should just die, if that is the case. He's not taking away my constitutional rights. I can't say that about other candidates. What other candidates have took away your constitutional rights? Name one. Who? Who's took away your constitutional rights? Who's got rid of your First Amendment? Who's got rid of your Second Amendment? I'll tell you who. Donald Trump has got rid of your First Amendment. Because you cannot speak the truth unless Donald Trump agrees with it. You'll end up in the gulag. Your social media has been checked over, for starters, at the border. What a joke. Does Trump know what Trump mean? the fart plaza. Clinton, Obama, really? They haven't named it yet. What constitutional rights have they removed from you? Do we help you? Zero. The Constitution hasn't changed. In fact, Donald Trump is trying to change the Constitution via Ron DeSantis, and they're going through the process. They've got to get enough people, obviously, which they probably won't. But that's their aim. They want to change the Constitution. And they'll change it for, like, for instance, the oath. Like those who have been breaking the law in Los Angeles, such as the National Guard. You know, but the oath states you should uphold the Constitution. Well, no, they'll change it to uphold Donald Trump. haven't taken away any fucking away the gun. That's not even done. Legislated to take away the gun. Well, no, they haven't taken away the gun. The only legislation regarding the gun is actually to have more gun laws regarding. Not to take it away. Do you really want a gun-toting maniac coming into your school and killing your children? You need more restrictions. No, they ain't taking away the gun, Second Amendment, gun-toting maniac. Who's going to farm our cotton? The argument from the Confederate sympathisers. You can't understand. Now this is great. I love this. Right? Do you know why I love this? Because it's stupid. Right? You just can't understand that we have a different opinion. Now it's nothing to do with opinions. We're talking about facts. That is not an opinion. It's counting. A fact is just a fact. Opinion is just a feeling. Don't you get that? This isn't a different opinion. I'm not spouting opinion. I'm spouting the fact. And you've either misinterpreted what somebody has said, or they've just lied to you and you've believed it without checking the facts. And this is the problem when you've got media that, quite frankly, is just constantly looking, like Fox News, for instance, state-owned media, who just constantly want to, spout lies. That's the Murdochs are in the world and what have you. We've got our problems in the United Kingdom because we have shitloads of News Corp owned, like fucking the Daily Mail. And all they do is spout the lies. They propagate the lies. Misinterpret the truth. Clickbait headlines that mean absolutely nothing. And you read down and think, oh, hang on, is that it? If you actually bother to read it. Most of the MAGA lot, they don't read an article, they just read the headline and maybe the first paragraph. The highlights. So we've got the same problem in the United Kingdom with the Reform Party, the Brexiters and what have you. These people are so fucking stupid and unreal. They clearly don't really understand how stuff works. It's got nothing to do with opinion. Opinion doesn't even come into it, but having a difference of opinion. That's exactly what we think. Say about you lot. I know you do. I don't care. I really don't care. If you think those who are talking the truth are stupid, that's fine, but that's what a stupid person would say. The last time America First, the 30s, the Great Depression hit. And what do they do to get out of the Great Depression? They start taking money, right, from the millionaires, the ultra-rich out there. That's where the ultra-rich start to have to pay for to pull the country out of the Depression. And they did that by building houses with billionaires' money. And that's what we need to do. People like you, who happen to be the MAGA, who also are crying out because they want houses. We need to take the money from the people that are stealing from you, hence the billionaires, so they build houses for you to live in. And yet you'll still decry. That was woke. It's woke to build houses. It's woke. They listen to their Lord and Saviour. Oh my Gideon. The evangelicals out there. See, that's just illogical for a start, I believe in science. I believe in practical stuff. I'm a woodworker. I join bits of wood together and it's got to fit. To me, that's just practical. And it's the same with politics. Everything has to fit. It has to have a place. It's about building stuff. It blows my mind. Americans never demand lead pipes are removed. Oh my God, I used to work with lead pipes years ago. Which had, oh crikey, fill at the ends and all that. Crikey, you get a little bulbous end of lead. It marries onto the brass. I think I've still got the tools actually. Yeah, it makes their kids sick and dumb. Especially if they disturb them. They calcify in the insides of lead pipes do, and that becomes the protection. But that breaks away and takes the lead with it. Billy says, oh, I'm ignorant. So what I do is I do my research first. That's not it. That sounds very sensible to me. Are you a supremacist? Do you have a Nazi symbol tattoo? Hmm? Are you like Pete Hegseth? I actually build houses, my guy. Well, they are then. You'll be a lot better off if you had a government that was, well, building houses, providing funding for start-up properties, but you don't. Hmm? I'm actually a qualified bricklayer as well. So there. I'll tell you what I won't be doing though. I won't be standing on the bloody roof putting a feckin' roof joist or purlin, cutting the ends of my purlins with a blinking skill saw in one hand, you know, worm drive skill saw in one hand, and laying that bloody bit of timber across my leg and cutting it. No. Get a bit of kickback, you're done for. Fucking hell, that's what, you realise how many times people end up in hospital with that? Stupid. They got two handles for a reason, use them. I can't imagine living in this bubble that people like you live in. Oh, yeah, lovely bubble it is. Look at it. You know? Can't be bad. Can't imagine it, can you? Because you're supporting a feckin' moron. An orange buffoon. God's sake. Life is actually simple. Our needs are actually simple. We've overcomplicated them. That is very true, Daniel. Without any regulations, you end up with a static country. You also have a country that no one else will trade with. There needs to be regulations. You can't sell products, export them to other countries without having regulations on their standards of production. For instance, the CE mark, which is the European safety regulation mark, is also recognised in the United States. Whenever you export anything from the United States, it has a CE mark. Because it's a world-recognised standard. It's called the regulations. They're there for a reason. Regulations are there to protect the people. You know? So your kids don't end up with dolls with eyes that pop out and choke them to death. So your kids don't start gnawing on their blinking cots and get lead poisoning. And that's no joke. In fact, my dear wife's little nephew died because of that. Gnawing on the windowsill. Got lead poisoning from the old paint on the windowsill. He died. He was only, I don't know how old he was. He was only 3 or something. He was only little. Have you got sewers or a cesspit? We've got the startings of a cesspit. So I think it's a cesspit. It would be a foss. It'd be a foss is what we call it here. As a foss septic. So basically, what you have a large container, about 4,000 plus litres, and it's a dual chamber. And then it goes to a grease trap, and then it go to a sand filter, and then it goes to a soak away. It is quite a bit of excavation. It really is. But no, we're not on mains eggs. We're out in the country. There is no mains eggs. In fact, actually, a lot of the villages here, the towns here, sorry, in France, a lot of them who are on mains drainage, their mains drainage is quite often actually reed bed systems. Now, the law here in France is, because we want a reed bed system here, but the law in France is you have to have at least 2 properties on a reed bed system for it to work properly. I suppose to do the biology and all that. You can't reason with these people, says Mike. I know. Yeah, no, but, you know, you can try. Or do you just give in? I don't know. Maybe just give in. We won't have a perfect system, and nobody can do a fast fix. No, I'm saying that. But the thing is, there is no perfect system, is there? The problem is you're dealing with people, aren't you? And unfortunately, people are inherently greedy. It's quite often about what we can do for ourselves. What we want, and we want to be better than everybody else, or we want more of than everybody else, or sometimes greed could be in the level, you know. I'll tell you what explain greed to me a little bit. It's like when you see, there was a video clip going about a while back where a homeless person was given a pizza, and the guy gave it to him, sat down with him and started talking to him, what have you. Because it's a little video short thing, yeah. And the guy with the pizza, who, you know, was eating the pizza, the homeless person, is just sharing it out. That's a just totally different mindset. You'd think, I don't know where my next bit of pizza's going to come from. Do you know what I mean? You hoard it or hold on to it. But no, these people are some of them all giving. Those who haven't got are the ones who give the most. And I find that sometimes on like this channel, for instance, when people make donations to the channel and stuff, it's usually from people who've got nothing, who've got very little, but they want to see a change. So they want to spread the word as much as possible, and it's usually those who make the more, you know, the regular contributions and stuff, and it's actually humbling, you know. It's humbling. Those who've got nothing are often the most generous. Those who are billionaires are the ones who just hold on to absolutely everything and don't give. Look at Elon Musk. He what charitable stuff has he done? Nothing. No. The only donations he's made, he did one to a neuroscience, not for profit or whatever it was. Anyway, he did one for that. But at the end of the day, these companies directly benefit, like for instance, his Neuralink. He's just an unscrupulous human being. He's an evil piece of work. You know? And people go on about Bill Gates, how bad he is, and this, that, and the other, and how evil he is, and he wants to control everybody, and blah, 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 blah. He's the one who's given the most money. And now he's actually pledged all his money to Africa. It's places that need it. That's the difference, you know. It's a mentality. But they could do more. They could do a lot more. I'm going to have to get out of this heat. I won't get on an airplane because of Doge. Yep, fair. I don't blame you. Bloody hell, I wouldn't want to get an airplane either. They fall out of the sky. That they do. So yeah, this is where I live. I'll show you the house if you like. So we've got barns and stuff like that. Currently doing the roof on this one up here. Wind blew it off. All the old nails were brought through. And he just literally lifted the purlins up with the roof still attached. So he's got a plastic sheet over top of it at the moment. And my workshop, if you're wondering what I do for a living, which is my main income, I do earn a little bit from YouTube, but it's not a lot. Sometimes I wonder why I do it. I'm sort of like compelled to do it, I suppose, but it's not definitely not for the money. I'm not like Midas Touch, obviously. So this is my workshop. And I'll do my YouTube stuff here as well. So, the right-wing press say that we must tax the rich more. They will leave. Yeah, that's bollocks. That's a load of bollocks. And if they leave, so what? You know, if they're not sharing what they've got, you know, buying stuff even, just hoarding it, well, then what's the point? Let them leave. Big door! Got to see something, yeah, I've got a big door that I'm building at the moment for a customer. And it's all out of recycled wood as well. So literally, some of the timbers you see in that oak door there, believe it or not, that's the criteria. It had to be recycled, right? I didn't want anything new. It was actually come out of some of this oak down there. You know? Crazy, isn't it, what you can make out of nothing? Old oak beams and rip them down on the old saw. And using my big skill saw as well, which is up there. And then, you know, sent it for the old painter. And then make it into a door. And it's all mortise and tenons. Using old mortise and what have you. And, and I cut all the tenons on the table saw using a tenon jig, which is basically just this. That is my tenon jig, which runs over the top of the fence. So you just push it through like that. You can cut your tenons that way. Works really well. And if you didn't know, I've got a woodworking channel as well, so I thought I'd do that in here. And then, if we come through to be having little dungeons, this is all actually inside the barn, alright? The floor is down at the top here, and then I come down into here, which we've got to do. Sort of shitloads of work to do in here, so it becomes a bit of a dumping ground, it does. And then I come into my other little room, which you've seen the videos that I do in here. Let's turn the lights on. Oh, make it the out. There you go. So, if you want, you know, lights. You want to see me sitting down there doing my videos. So, yeah, there. So it's that one. And then we have a little room in here, which I also use for another channel, which I just only started making videos for again, called Tinker's Lab. And in here we've got all lasers. CNC. Lasers. Another laser on the wall there. Yeah, so. And then copious amounts of bits and pieces and shit like that. And I'm all there. I've been playing about at the moment, you see. So I used to fly airplanes a lot. And my biggest one's a 3-metre mini mower glide slope saw. But I bought some of these things, all right? These are from like Lidl's, and they're like £6 from Lidl's. Well, I actually bought them here. They're £5 from Action, but the same thing. So basically cut them about and make them radio controlled. A lot of people done it. They were a great success. So yeah. So yeah, I make videos in here as well. So there you go. If you're wondering. So I come up here. Doing a bit of a tour now. I'm a bit of a tour. Back into the old workshop. The battery's getting very low, so they could all of a sudden just go. So I do apologise for that. And I'll say goodbye. You know, up front. So they come up here. Up here. Here's my camper, which needs its CT. Oh, it does. I've done the engine's all good now, which I'm very, very happy about. So I had a problem with the fuel line. And then there is my motorbike. This is my GSX 1400 motorbike. I've had it for years now. It's quite old now. It's like 2000 and stuff. I hope the battery's okay. Like again, aren't I? Yeah. Oh, I've got a bloody well hold. I've got to hold both. Damn it. There we go. It started. Needs to walk back a bit. Slow a bit with it. I'll even put a camera on there. That's what that is. That's a quick release. The camera, phone. I've taken this to Italy a few times. Switzerland. Hence it's got the Switzerland. You know, it's not the fastest bike. It's 1400, right? It's not the fastest bike, but it's got a lot of get up and go, if you know what I mean. So it's a man's bike. It is. Yeah, I'm too woke. I am. Yeah. I'll let that run for a bit. That's good. You have to do it every so often. It's one of the reasons I have a problem with the engines, because the it's been left too long and the fuel went to jelly. It wasn't very good. So I have to clean out all the fuel system. Now we're coming into the house. This is the part of the house which we call the vestry, where we keep all our religious artefacts, even though I'm not religious. This is my kitchen. If any part, you have to excuse the mess. The kitchen. This is the sort of thing I like doing. I like making stuff out of nothing. Even if it looks all wormy and God knows what else, I get rid of it and then I attack it with the old wire brush. I've got my Sebastian dog down here. What are you doing, Bear? That's the bed. He's down there. He's got hurt on his back at the minute. He's been biting himself because he had a thing had been removed. So, and then we come to this area here, the fans. And the back of the house. And this is the other field that we want to plant trees on. If you're interested in that, there's links down below. So yeah, we're doing planting lots of trees. So it's kind of a rewilding, but it's really mainly about habitats. We're trying to create habitats. You might not see it very well, but see that tree there, which I've pollarded as a willow, right? Inside there, you probably see lots of birdhouses. There's a whole load in there and all. So we're putting bird boxes up everywhere. And I literally just cut the field here for the second time this year. But that was so long. I just let the wildflower seed do their thing, and the butterflies. I didn't want to cut it, so I have cut it now, and I've left the food lot areas. But I've got to go over that several times, sort that out. And isn't my dear wife back? Yeah, she's back. She's back. So anyway, so this is the back of the house. It's the coolest, but it's a north face. All right, I made it out of a log, but the trunk, stump. And then obviously there's upstairs and what have you, and the staircase here, which I haven't finished. I've got to do all the ironwork for it yet. But the staircase here, see more kids' pictures up top there. This was built from the old staircase, and the floor. These were from the old floorboards from the floor in my bedroom, and these are the old walls out of the walls. The handrail is actually it's a trunk, a limb from a tree that was just laying in the grass in the woods, covered in moss. Tagged it with skill saw and shit like that, and it's handrail now. It's a bit chestnut. Oh my God, she's back! Oh my God, the cat's away, the mice will play. Wee. Oh, yeah, wee, okay.
You're in the way.
Do you want to go show him the toilet? She's desperate. And we come into the lounge. And my sort of auditorium, that's where I play my videos. Do you like my catty sark? It's my catty sark, it is, yes, my catty sark. In the bedrooms, though, you see all my bondage gear, and gimp suits and stuff, and my spare gimp suits. So yeah, we've got a projector in that table. That table comes apart, and the projector comes out. I make all this stuff myself. I just like to play. I'm a tinkerer, me. So, and this is my office, which I quite often have done live streams in here before. Hence, the microphone, the computers, and stuff, and my music. Sorry, my battery ran out. I do apologise. Oh well, it's time for me to go anyway. I just want to thank everybody who's still here. Yeah, I'm here. Maybe the battery died, it did. It just said, oh, I'm shutting down. Anyway, it's time for me to go. Anyway, the missus is back, and I've been told. No, I hadn't actually, but I just wanted to say that. Toodaloo. Don't forget, click the like button. and then we'll tap this. Yes. No, they don't want to see that, I'll tell you. Yeah, I'll see you all later. Take care. Have a lovely day.